Right, welcome back. Still a morning show right here on the Rise News channel. And joining us now is OG Okpe.
You're drinking on us this morning.
With what's trendy around? Ojinika!
Ojinika. It's with an O. Ojinika, yes. How are you, Rufai?
Very well, thank you.
Good. Good morning, Tim.
Morning, OG.
How are you? I'm doing
I'm
excellent.
great.
We're missing Dr. Abati today.
Yes.
Hope to have him tomorrow.
Fingers crossed.
All right. Well, good morning to you, viewers. We begin What's Trending following the abduction of more than 300 students from the government science secondary school in Kankara, Katsina State, Nigeria. On Monday, after the governor of the state, Aminu Masari, told President Buhari that the abductors had made contact with him and that security operatives had located the position of the students, a meeting organized by the coalition of northern leaders to tackle insecurity was disrupted by hoodlums. The meeting tagged Bring Back Our Boys, which was inspired by the hashtag Bring Back Our Girls following the abduction of over 100 Chibok girls in April 2014, had threatened to organize a protest in Daura, President Muhammad Buhari's hometown. In the meantime, one of the students, a young boy named Usama Aminu, who was kidnapped from the school in Kankara, but later escaped, shared his ordeal with Arise News on Monday. Let's take a listen.
Or put off the lights. And they were moving silently in large numbers and surrounded the premises. They told us to keep walking on a strange road. On getting to a point, we saw a large crowd of gunmen on their motorcycles, and they asked us to kneel down. They said anyone with phones or money should bring it. Otherwise, if they search and find anything, they will kill the person. They later brought in about 6 to 7 people that are not students. They called their bosses and kept asking, what's next? How are they going to transport us if they will use motorcycle to transport us? The gunmen were really young, between 23 to 29. The ones that joined them later might look above 30 years of age. So one of them kept asking, what are they now going to do with them? Should they kill them or let them go? So there were some arguments amongst them on what to do. So finally they said, their boss said they should let them go. Meanwhile, they said, we the students should continue walking. But because I'm a sickler, my leg was already paining me, and then I tried to run.
I cannot imagine the trauma this young boy must have gone through, Tundun.
Man, I don't even know where to start from. He said he had to make a run for his life because his leg was hurting already, that he's got sickle cell. And just look at the trauma he's gone through. And the painful part, Audrey, was that before you came in, we spoke to Amaka Okoye.
Yes.
And Amaka said, despite the fact that this boy told, and I'm probably sure it's this man, this young man, this boy that told them that they said they were going to attack female schools. Nothing has been done, no security.
Yes.
And you start to ask questions. Why? Why?
It's because the schools have been closed, but it still shows a complete lack of a sense of responsibility.
Yeah.
The schools have been closed, the children are out, so they just don't feel the need to secure the area. It's really unfortunate. There should be security everywhere.
But there were more than 300 students that were kidnapped. I mean, okay.
I mean, so, Audrey, I don't even care what to believe any longer. I'm sorry I'm saying this on national TV. I don't care. We're hearing 10 students somewhere. We're hearing over 300
no, people are
somewhere.
even reporting over 600.
Over 600. I don't
So if I could finish, what he said about the argument for me is telling.
Yeah.
There was no plan.
Yes.
It was opportunism. They saw that this place is completely left bare, there's no security, so they just grabbed the boys and then started to argue after. This just goes to show how bad the situation is. Any kind of opportunistic attack is possible. And this is the problem with the fact that having heard an account like this, there's still no visible security. That only further encourages them. It's like advertising. Come and take whatever you like. It's terrible.
And it's free intelligence. You see, because, well, I'm sorry to say the word, I use the word I don't care about the numbers, because all we do in this country is when an incident happens, we don't tackle it. We first debate about the numbers, just like the farmers.
Yes, the farmers.
At first, they said, oh, it was 43. They said it was 70-something. Then the next, they said they didn't get permission.
110. United Nations, then they withdrew that.
Now, we said they didn't get permission. That was what ended that case. And we've moved on. Because I don't know, it looks like a country that has selective amnesia to me. We are so quick to move on. We've moved on from the farmers, and it's no longer about the farmers. This boy now is about these boys, and there's a contention about. I don't care. All I want those children to be out with their parents. That's all I care about. And it's so sad. Is it everything we must play politics with? Is it everything?
Apparently so.
And you know, there's outrage going on social media. There's apparently a video of President Buhari, obviously because it's his hometown, visiting, his farm as opposed to, going to visit the location of where that happened. I'll take a tweet from co-convener of Revolution now, Omoyele Shore, who posted a video of Buhari visiting a farm in Katsina with the caption, 600 students got kidnapped in Katsina. And Muhammad Buhari ignored them. Instead, the president went to visit his cows. The moment we get it, that Buhari's regime can't be redeemed, we will continue to come to the inevitable conclusion that hashtag Buhari must go. I mean, that video is trending on social media at this point. I cannot verify the authenticity, although there is a timestamp showing that he did go visit a farm hours after that happened in his hometown. And that's the outrage. So we discussed that earlier during the killing of the farmers about empathy. See, we need to see this type of thing coming out from the government. If that video is authentic, really, it is a shame on the administration.
It doesn't even matter whether the video is authentic or not. What we know for a fact is that he did not go and visit Kankara. Yes. That's all we need to know. Because it just shows, I was saying it earlier, the complete lack of outrage signals, to me, acquiescence. It's almost like, oh, okay, that's what's happened. It's okay. It's not okay. Yeah. It's not okay. You don't shrug and get on with your day. Yesterday, I was asking, what is it that the president had to do that was so much more important? How busy can you be that you cannot drop everything? 333 boys go missing. 333 families are in a complete state of devastation right now. And then you have that. And instead, the government comes to tell us it's only 10. Should it even be 1?
Should it even be 1?
You see, the sad part is how much we have failed ourselves, both the followership and the leadership. So it's mutually assured madness in this country. I say the followership won because it looks as though to me that the followership forgets in a hurry when these things happen. I don't get people writing letters to their National Assembly members to be able to push. Anyway, even if you write the letter...
How many people know their National Assembly members?
Anyway, even if you write the letter and the president promises he's going to come, is he going to come in the end? So why am I even saying that? So it just shows the very terrible state we are in this country, and we need to fix this. Like Prof said, this is a ragtag army. See them, they didn't have a plan, like you said. They were arguing amongst
these boys have to come out. What is this communication line that has been opened between the governor of Katsina and...
Good you raised that question. Yes. So is it with this bunch of people arguing with themselves that the governor is opening a communication line with? How are we not sure that if the governor talks to one group, the other group will say, we don't agree?
It's actually very worrying. And I was saying earlier, I don't want Bello Masari to become Nigeria's Neville Chamberlain, whose appeasement policy completely, spectacularly backfired. You do not give ravenous dogs like this even the slightest bone. It only emboldens them.
Yes.
It's entirely possible that he's opened a channel of communication because he's done that in the past and done it successfully. So has Governor Matawale of Zamfara State. They have been successful in negotiating release of school children. But it's so tragic that we live in a country where negotiating the release of school children is becoming an ordinary, almost everyday occurrence. This is the kind kind of country that we're living in. It's actually really sickening. So I do believe those reports that is possible, that he has, they call it peace dialogues. What kind of peace can you have? It's the peace of letting a fox into the hen house. And they're calling it peace dialogue. But that's what they call it. It has worked before, and I'm just praying for those children and their parents, it works again. Just anything to get them out. Just get them out.
There are still 112
why do we keep going around this,
still in captivity?
This circle
since 2014
of peace dialogue that leave the life of parents in pieces?
Yeah. How do you even call it a peace dialogue?
For one moment, just try to put yourself in the shoes of an average parent that sent his child to school and is seeing all of this.
And then we saw, I don't want to forget, you showed the chairs scattered all over the place.
Yes.
The protest that
was supposed to happen. Correct.
Time and time again, we see desperate politicians sending hoodlums to attack whoever holds contrary political views to them, whether it's peaceful protesters or it's opposition candidates. It's a stock in trade of politicians. What is that?
Which is very sad, very sad, and it's just a clear replica of what happened, with the end-SARS protest.
This is what they do.
It is very sad. They send
hoodlums don't just wake up
they
and
scatter
for what?
the place.
Of course
for
not.
Because who said those ones there? People are talking about the matter that affects all of us.
Yes.
And you scatter the chairs and you
disrupt the whole meeting.
To intimidate them.
Well, let's hope we find our boys.
I just hope we have not gotten to the point where we are fiddling like Nero.
Where Rome burns.
And the country is burning.
Oh my goodness.
And we are fiddling. We're just fiddling like Nero and the country is burning.
God save Nigeria.
Yes,
let's take another story in Nigeria. A 15-year-old boy identified as Mohammed Adam has revealed how the Boko Haram terrorist group converts minors to Islamic fighters. The young boy revealed that he was kidnapped at the age of 10 in his hometown in Borno State. He claimed that he was among the Boko Haram fighters that escorted the kidnapped Chibok girls to a camp in Timbuktu and gave them close protection. He further disclosed that he escaped from one of the camps in Sambisa forest owing to the hardship and hunger resulting from a cholera outbreak, which left over 500 militants and their families in critical condition. In a bid to confirm the Nigerian army that they got the right man, the young Adam demonstrated some combat skills he acquired during training by the insurgents in weapons handling, marksmanship, and planting of improvised explosive devices. He also revealed that Abubakar Shekau, leader of the sect, has lost his leg as a result of an airstrike by Nigerian army. Well, let's take a quick look at some of his skills.
Adu amam. Kama kunta. Awal. Sani. Salis. Invita. Radam.
You're just saying that he is a complete marksman.
He's trained.
Yes. He was apprehended by Operation Lafia Dole December 12th. I mean, he had been wanting to escape this whole sect since he was 10 years old. Imagine the trauma this young boy has faced.
Somebody, see the kind of country we
Look
have
at his
built.
skills.
And when we say out of school pupil is 14-point-something million, some people will fight us and say no.
It's exaggerated.
It's exaggerated, that the number is 9 million.
And so this
if we talk further, they say school feeding program. We say, are these the people who's affected? They'll say, no, we're exaggerating, that we're lying. Everything, when people, the first they say media is lying. That's a marksman. That's the future of this country.
Does his mother
So my
know
only
where he
question,
is?
yes, I hopefully now that
That's
video is
what I
out
know.
by David Otto, a writer who investigated the story. And, the point I want to make is he part of that group now, that Boko Haram rehabilitation group at this point? Because if he's saying that he was part of the group that kidnapped the Chibok girls, this boy is one of the people that could lead us to where they are. I mean,
if they're still there. And this is
But I mean, he's just escaped, so he knows the whole.
No, the Chibok girls were kidnapped a while ago, so they might have been moved.
Yeah, but
so that's what
he
I'm
would
saying.
have information, is what I'm saying, continuous information of what's happening with them.
I'm not even sure if he knows the location of the Chibok girls right now, but what I do know is that it's footage like this and it's an account like this, even though David Otto was careful to give a caveat to say take some of it, with a pinch of salt because of his age.
Exactly.
But it's footage like this and his account and seeing this boy that makes me actually think about the practicalities of Operation Safe Corridor, which we all completely reject and we think is just, slap on the wrist to hardened criminals. But when we see a child, and there have been over 90 children that have been rehabilitated in Operation Safe Corridor. So I want to ask you, what are your thoughts on rehabilitating children? Do you feel differently about the children than you do about the adults?
I've always felt differently about everyone, really, because I'm not sure the circumstances these people are engaged with in, the combating the insurgency. I'm not quite sure. But I've always felt differently with them. I don't know what the conditions are. So it's a case-by-case basis. You never know what happened to them. You never know who kidnapped them. You never know why they're in that whole system of killing people. We don't know. So, I mean, the whole rehabilitation system, obviously quite condemned by a lot of us, right? It should also be detailed, and we need to know how and who these people are, if they've gotten to jail, if they're like real jihadists or not.
There are exceptions to the rule, right?
Yes.
But yes, I hope you can give useful insight, like about the Boko Haram leader reportedly losing a leg. But, I just think this is heartbreaking. This is somebody's child. She hasn't seen her child, and she's probably thinking he's died or something awful. It reminds me of Joseph Kony. Remember that monster who had, over 60,000 child soldiers, sex slaves, completely ruined the lives of children in Uganda.
I mean, it's quite very sad. Somebody carried the same child for 9 months.
This is somebody's baby.
And when they gave birth to this baby, they said it was a thing of celebration. I'm sure they probably had a naming ceremony. But it just shows to a large extent how we're failed as a country. This child, same child, that has been trained into a marksman, could have been that science student winning that trophy for best science student somewhere.
Absolutely, Rufai.
So this is the kind of country we've built. But you see, what hurts me the most is when we say these things, a lot of people are so quick to put a political slant to it. This is not a political slant. My opinions of Operation Safe Corridor, I am not comfortable with the manual of de-radicalization. I don't think appropriate job has been done enough.
It's got to be detailed.
So I'm not
know.
comfortable with the Operation manual of de-radicalization because it got to a stage that these people, young children, were used as suicide bombers.
Yes.
At a point in this country, and the level of indoctrination, I don't think what they show us would be able to de-radicalize these people. See, people that have been indoctrinated, they are taken to places like Guantanamo Bay before they shut Guantanamo Bay down. But you see, they don't still change. So indoctrination is a very terrible thing.
So you don't believe in rehabilitation
I don't believe
generally?
I don't.
But rehabilitation does work.
It can work.
Yes,
it can work if
it does
the process is detailed. But the process I see there.
You think it's too short? The program is quite short. It's a few months.
It's quite short, few months, and you know when bodies start to exchange hands.
But we need to know who these people are. That's my issue. That's my question. What are the specific details? Why did you pick this person to de-radicalize as opposed to the other person?
I think it's those ones who come out and kind of quit to Boko Haram and hand themselves
No, you can't just quit. We need to know your circumstance.
Because you could be quitting and it's a trap. You don't know.
Be a trap.
And for me, the question is, what next for this child?
This is the thing.
He wants to go to school. He's been trying to escape the whole time.
Who's going to send him to school?
He wants to go
keep him in their home?
Maybe that's the
So he's going to go to Operation Safe Corridor because they've had about 100 children who have graduated from the course.
And his dream is to go to school.
I would like David Otto to give us a 5-year down the line report about the same child.
Yes, we hope to get that.
Let's see how well he's done.
I just need him to go to his mom. Sorry.
I'm sure he will. I'm sure they will give him to his mom. Hope they find his mother as well.
Yes, that's another thing.
Will the society even accept him?
So that's the problem. Operation Safe Corridor, some of the graduates have complained and have been really hurt that when they try to return to their villages, they're shunned. There was this one man I recall, even his family shunned him. And the home he was trying to return to was his home that he had built. He wasn't allowed in his own home because he had gone and joined Boko Haram. Even though he'd undergone this program, his own family didn't want him. So reintegration into society for any convict is bad enough, but for a terrorist is nigh on impossible.
I can imagine a society that stigmatizes people that had COVID-19, let alone a terrorist.
Yes.
Quite right. Now we'll take our final story under entertainment. Reactions have trailed the arrest of 2 Nigerian musicians that were detained in Uganda for flouting COVID-19 guidelines shortly after their performance on Saturday in the East African country. One of the musicians, with a stage name, Omale, in a flurry of tweets on Monday, questioned the rationality behind his continued detention and that of his fellow artists with the stage name Thames. He also called out the Ugandan authorities for allegedly preventing Nigeria's Ministry of Foreign Affairs from intervening in the matter. In reacting to the tweet, Chairman, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri, said the Nigerian mission in Uganda is doing everything to get them freed. Well, I'm very excited that this is happening, and she has reacted to this news and saying that she's going to do everything to get them freed. But now the outrage and the outpour was that, why do you have to detain them in the first place? Because apparently they allege that they got the permit to, go ahead and do the concert. But like you said to me earlier...
So I believe there's a twist to it. I believe who should be sanctioned should be the event organizer.
Yes, not
because
the artist.
In the first place, not the artist. The artists have done no wrong. The event organizer should understand the laws of the land. And that's why it's also very good at a time of COVID-19 like this, our artists too should be able to have like a proper management board with their lawyers in place to be able to review the laws that are, because if they had somebody advisor that can track it, we'll say don't take this event. Because this was going to bring problems. And we know Uganda for what it was.
Yes.
Yoweri Museveni is sort of like a dictatorial state. Let's call it what it is, right? But the event organizer should be penalized. And also, if all of this case comes to an end, then I believe that Omale and Thames should now start another litigation against the event organizer. He should pay for this
Yes,
damages.
apparently it is the event organizer that set them up in a way.
Yeah, so it's this event organizer. And we also hear the political affiliation of the event organizers. It's from that they think they're untouchable in Uganda. I don't know how they play their politics, but don't bring Nigerians into it, because these are budding artists. These are artists that are the next face. These are our own ambassadors. You can't treat our ambassadors this way because your event organizer screwed up.
Yes. I think that this is disgraceful. They've been treated like criminals.
Yes.
And really, I completely agree with you. It's the event organizers. And this kind of situation has happened all across the world because of COVID-19 restrictions. Indoor events, concerts were banned. Who gets arrested is always the organizer, not the artist.
Not the artist.
Yes.
Bobby Wine, who is, the musician turned politician, has said that this has nothing to do with COVID-19, and it is a disgrace to the Ugandan authorities for having these people being locked up at this point.
Unacceptable.
Because it is, like you said, unacceptable. But there has to be more to say with this whole situation. There are a lot of outrage on social media. A lot of people are saying that Ugandans have always discriminated against Nigerians, and and maybe this is one of the reasons why.
Xenophobia.
Yes, that's another take to that story.
I mean, it just shows, that's why we say put out dictators. Yoweri Museveni has stayed so long in that place. I think he should leave. He came in with the mandate of helping Ugandans get better, but they are not any better for it. And it's but our ministry, I'm happy our Ministry of Foreign Affairs is doing something about it. They should get our artists out there.
Why have they slapped them in handcuffs?
Yes.
You stopped the concert and you sanctioned the organizers.
The concert went on.
So this is what I'm saying. They should have stopped the concert and sanctioned the organizers. That's what you do.
And I also want to believe, to a large extent, it's a case of that xenophobia and discrimination. You know why? Rita Ora did something the same recently, and she apologized for it.
That was in the UK, so that's slightly different. She went to dinner.
No, she went to dinner. Apart from that, she went to a concert in Cairo.
Oh, right. I thought she went to dinner in
So
UK.
It was later discovered she had gone to a concert in Cairo before she had a dinner in the UK. And she apologized for both. You don't have to handcuff them. They're not criminals.
No, but that's slightly different, but we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that later.
It's the event organizer who should be sanctioned, and the concert shouldn't go ahead. To put them in cuffs and treat them like common criminals is completely unacceptable. I haven't heard of that anywhere else in the world. It's disgraceful, actually. And Ugandans should be ashamed.
Everyone's outraged.
They should be ashamed of what their government is doing.
Well, that's all I have for you guys on What's Trending today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tundu. Thank you, Rufai. See you tomorrow.
Blessings, Archie. Tundu?
Well, that's all on this segment of The Morning Show. Rosa Sadiri will be here to take you through Global Business Report. Stay with us.